How are you?
It's been a minute since I've seen you. I know, we're in New York now.
Amazing.
I love it here.
But last time I saw you, your son was leaving for college, right?
Yes.
How did that go?
Well, it was funny, I mean, because we basically had a caravan. He drives, so he went to school nearby. So we did this caravan driving to school, and I was, you know, this like tearful, I was in my car weeping, listening to this mix I had made for him to fall asleep when he was a baby. So, you know, you're just
oh my
like,
God, you set yourself up for failure.
I set myself up for failure. So, but you kind of want to like indulge in the like sadness. So I was like, okay, he's leaving home. This is such a big deal. So we drop him off. We get him all moved in. It's this like tearful goodbye. Like my kid's grown up, and he was like, oh, I forgot a couple things at home. You know, and we're like, okay, well, you know, he'll come get them eventually. So I like ran an errand, and by the time I got home, he was there.
Oh,
he had beat me
like,
back.
Don't do this to me again.
Back to the house. I'm like, wait a minute, I just dropped you off.
Oh my God!
He ruined the drama. You know, I'd made this very like melodramatic goodbye.
How is it? How is he in college though? Is he doing well?
Yeah, doing
It's
well.
cool to see a kid like. I don't know, it's weird. I can't imagine mine are 7 and 9. Like, to see them, like, out from under my roof is terrifying,
well,
but also exciting.
You don't realize it's going to happen. It's just, you think when you have kids, it seems like, oh, this will be my forever life. And, of course, they're always your kids, but suddenly they're on their own. This is a really wild thing.
It is terrifying, but my kids right now will still tell me, they're like, well, we're going to live with you forever. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'll build a nice A-frame out there for you. I was like, I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah, well, apparently they do, because mine came back immediately.
I know they come back. Well, what was different for you, though? I heard you were in LA, obviously, shooting, but then you ended up going to Yale, so that's cross-country. How was that for you?
It was great. I mean, I still did the show some, so I would fly back and kind of just come
You're doing like the #1 television show and also going to Yale? You're an overachiever. I was like,
not really, but don't tell me. I'm secretly not. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was great for me. I just like that creative outlet. So, and I think I've noticed over my lifetime, I like doing a lot of things at once.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I have to talk about this because when you were in college, you took photography, right? That was
I did.
That's what you kind of were going for. So I love photography. I'm not great at it. But I love, so you love pictures of the sky. I stalked you on Instagram.
Well, it's funny. I don't really like take nature shots. That's not the kind of, you do?
Yes.
That's not really like to me what I think of as like what I want to make in photography. Those just happen to be like random. I'm walking around and whatever. But
they're beautiful.
The red sky was on my way to New York. I was like, oh my God, this sky is so just insane.
Yeah.
So I took a picture of it. And then it was, I think, because all the rains were coming to Los Angeles.
Isn't that crazy?
So,
Earth is so beautiful.
Earth is so beautiful. I was like, this is gorgeous. Cut to like 8 hours later, and then my whole lower floor is flooding. So it was like, oh yeah, this is pretty, but it's about to unleash. Yeah, exactly.
We're ready. Well, we have something in common, because whenever I saw your pictures, I was like, this is how you get in my phone. Is one picture I took on my ranch, and it's like at nighttime, and then I flip up, and then it changes. So it's that on the ranch, and then it flips to that.
Oh, that's so cool.
But I love, all you find, like I went through my phone for my producers, because they're like, well, can you find those photos in your phone? And all I found out that I have pictures of children, nature, like animals on my land, and architecture. That's all I'm interested in.
Oh, that's kind of me too.
That's, you find out who you are if you go through your photos.
Kids and design, like interior
design. I love design.
Architecture.
Me too. Have you ever built a house? Have you ever done? I've never built it ground up.
I'd like to. I'm thinking about it.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's why I look insane in my photos.
Me too. I have a folder called like House Dream.
Mine's cottage. Mine says cottage.
Yeah. So you know, I mean, it still seems like a little daunting.
It is so daunting because you even get to the hinges, the fixtures, all those things.
But I have pictures for everything like that. Every detail. Well, we'll have to compare.
We should be friends. What are we doing? We're wasting so much time.
Totally be friends.
Yeah.
TikTok.
That was a look at the 100th episode of our show, The Conners. This show is, I feel like it started the trend as well, like coming back and like still having that community, but it just continues to resonate with all of us, like that grew up on it and still love it. Like, why do you think? What is it about this family?
It's so hard to say. I mean, I always give an answer to this. I don't know if it's true. I mean, I think part of it is maybe just the characters were interesting from the start, and there was the luck of the chemistry. And then I think also having a truly working class family on TV. Sometimes there's a family that they say they're struggling, but they live in a huge, amazing place. Or this is actually a family that is like, the power's going to get shut off.
Yeah.
So I think that's
which is real for a lot of people.
real for a lot of people, and I think people relate to it. Like they feel it's not the perfect glossy family. It's more like the families we all have. Yeah.
Okay, well, in honor of 100 episodes of The Conners, let's go through some of Sarah's favorites. One of Sarah's favorites was Slappy Holidays from season 2. That's a fun title. Why that one?
Because there's a fight. I've been given the assignment of watching over the lunchbox passed down from our grandmother, it's like the family business, and she didn't want Jackie and Becky to have, or Jackie to have control of it because she didn't trust that it would do well. So we get in a family fight about it.
Yeah.
And Jackie actually slaps my character, and it's this really heated fight. And I love it because I like that the show can do that. Take these serious things,
raw.
have comedy, but then have these intense moments. So
I think that's pretty indicative of the show overall, even from childhood. I think that's, y'all were talking about stuff that most shows didn't want to talk about.
It's true, and also it was a Thanksgiving episode, so I feel like, what's Thanksgiving if somebody doesn't get slapped, right?
Like some chaos. There was one holiday, I swear to God, I ended up alone in this house. It wasn't even my house, but everybody went somewhere else, and I was like, huh.
It brings out the best in people.
It's amazing. That's not a normal holiday for us, but there was this one. It was pretty special. Another one was text, but that's why it's so relatable, by the way, because every family goes through that. But another one was text thread in the marital bed from season 5. What's
so
this one?
This was my husband on the show. For various reasons, my character is not feeling appreciated romantically in the bedroom, and so she has to she decides she's going to try to be sexy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny to have me play that, so I had to do this dance and all this kind of stuff, and so it was sort of wildly uncomfortable, but we laughed so hard that was a favorite.
Has that ever happened to you in real life? Because I just thought of a memory where it happened to me.
Where you were trying to be sexy?
Oh yeah, it was like my ex's birthday, and I had this like Beyonce level crystal number, like for, just to be like, oh, this is gonna be so hot.
Right.
I got trapped in it, and I it's like one arm, and I was like in the bathroom, and I was like, and I literally, it took me forever. By the time I came out, it was just like, I was like,
gone.
You just want to watch Young Guns and call it a night? I was like, what are we doing? Like, it's one of our favorite films, but I was like, it was the most embarrassing. I don't get embarrassed, but if I did, that would have been one.
Well, I'm impressed you shared on,
it was,
on national television.
It was literally the most, and I thought, if I don't get out of it, I mean, he knows he married at this point. Like, it's like, whatever.
Right.
But it was not, has that ever happened where you've tried to be sexy and it just,
I don't try that hard.
Oh, man, I put on some Post Malone. I was in there. I was ready. And then
mine
it just,
is like, okay, I put on the better T-shirt,
I put on the cute boy shorts.
Yeah.
I love you so much. So that's some nights. I got that. So you love music, which I personally love. What was an album that you feel like changed you, like when you were young?
I would say Nirvana, Nevermind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think
that's one of my favorite unplugs, by the way, Nirvana.
Yeah. I feel like our generation was waiting for that album, and I remember at the time I was doing the original Roseanne, and my friend Jay Ferguson, who plays my husband now, was on Evening Shade, so we sort of grew up on the lot. Like that was our high school. And I remember him saying the album came, and we like went to his car, and we were dancing on the hood. Yeah, it was like such a big deal and such a defining moment. It just felt like the anthem for our time had come.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was
now
huge.
it's on like the oldies station.
I know. Now we're like, Or I love that my kid will hear something and be like, "Look at this new song," and I'm like, "Not new, man."
Yeah.
Not new at all. But thanks TikTok for bringing it back around. But what is like a concert that you feel like changed you? Because a moment for me that just happened was I was at the Grammys and Joni Mitchell sang, and I had no idea she had never sang there.
Oh, that shows you not to, take award shows too seriously.
Well, yeah, and it shows you where to put. Do it because you love it. Like that's what the main reason should be. But
well, I saw her perform at Brandi Carlile's concert.
Yeah.
And it was incredible, just back at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, she did a concert, Brandi, where she did Blue from start to finish.
I saw that too.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah,
By one day.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
they
you
were
were
incredible.
here, or where?
I was in LA at the time, but I missed it because I had to leave for something for my kids or whatever. But I was like, you know,
well, that
children.
was a mistake.
Yeah, I know. It was so wonderful. But I love those moments, seeing somebody live like that.
Yeah,
and it
Fleetwood
just,
Mac, that's another.
Oh my God, I think I didn't see them all together.
Right.
I see them when like one or two members weren't present, but that was incredible too. Yeah, I love music so much. Let's do another break. You can see the Connors Wednesday on ABC and streaming the following day on Hulu.